So there's been a lot of talk about Drew McIntyre's WWE future and his current contract status and all of that. Everyone knows, that's kind of been a theme over the past, 6 months or so, I guess at least, or something, since, everyone sort of got word that Drew's contract would be coming up like others in WWE, kind of around this time period. And so the question has always been, has Drew re-signed with WWE yet? And there's been no official word. No official announcement from either side saying that he is, officially re-signed to WWE. There have been some reports recently that said, hey, they're going to find a way to, probably get this done, and there seems to be some confidence, but it's just not done yet. And as we know, anytime when it comes to contracts, especially in professional wrestling, things like that, until you sign on the dotted line, nothing is for sure. However, I do think that it's about as sure as it can get after what we saw on this week's edition of Monday Night Raw from Anaheim, as Drew McIntyre handed Cody Rhodes his first pinfall loss since WrestleMania 39 when he was pinned by Roman Reigns. And I think that tells you all you need to know about Drew McIntyre's WWE future, because for starters, we all seem to have a little more confidence now that perhaps Cody Rhodes is going to finish the story at this year's WrestleMania. And because of that, that's putting him in a position to do something that, again, fans have been waiting for quite a while now. That is the man who just was pinned by Drew McIntyre on Raw. If Drew McIntyre is not going to re-sign and or has not already re-signed, and maybe they just have not announced it yet, despite what some of the reports may suggest, there is no way that they are picking Drew McIntyre to pin Cody Rhodes and perhaps send Drew on his way out with a pinfall win over what is likely going to be the next, champion of WWE on that side to end Roman Reigns' historic reign. That is at least my prediction for now. We'll see if it changes. I thought that was going to be the case last year, too, at WrestleMania 39. It didn't happen. With The Rock's involvement, everything, you can watch the other videos here on the channel. I've kind of outlined why I think The Rock is going to turn on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. We kind of saw that segment on SmackDown last week. But that's kind of beside the point here, because Cody is kind of the direct centerpiece of this because of what it means, right? And I think because Drew did get the pin on Cody, I think it tells you all you need to know about Drew McIntyre's WWE future. He's going to stay with WWE. I don't think he's going to wind up anywhere else because, as I've said before in previous videos here on the Wrestling Reaction channel, I think Drew's doing the best work of his career right now. I think he is absolutely hitting on all cylinders. Every promo, everything he's doing. The matches have been great. The promos have been great. Playing off of CM Punk, playing off of Cody Rhodes, playing off of Seth Rollins. Like, Drew is just the ultimate kind of antagonist right now, and it is fantastic. And I think that, again, he has really leaned into this, and he's earned a big contract. Let's call it what it is. Like, we can talk about contract status and all that. Will they, won't they, all this other stuff. I don't know why they wouldn't at this point. Drew is one of the top stars that they have now on Raw. The Punk injury obviously derailed some things. You've had Rollins injured for a little bit. Cody, when he wins the championship, if it happens, then, maybe he finds his way to SmackDown or however they decide to do the championship picture at that point. I would think you probably still, you'd love to find a way to put Cody on both shows, I think, if you're WWE. But all those things to say, Drew has been right there with these guys. Like, he has been the kind of thorn in the side, right, of the three top babyface guys on Raw: Punk, Rhodes, Rollins. It's been Drew who's been right there with him every step of the way here, basically since Punk returned, right? And so I just think that he has proven himself too valuable for WWE to just let this guy go somewhere else, right? Let him go to AEW, which would obviously be the most likely destination. I can't imagine him going anywhere else if he did leave WWE, but I don't see that now after they put him in this spot, because that to me tells me, hey, Drew, we are putting all of our confidence in you to give you a pinfall win over Cody Rhodes, who may finish the story this year and be the next WWE champion, ending the historic reign of Roman Reigns. We are going to let you pin him on Raw. Now, I know it was via interference. I know you had the stuff from Jimmy, you had the stuff from Solo. I get it. But it's still something that we had not seen with Cody Rhodes, again, since last WrestleMania. And so for Drew to get that win, after a really good match. I thought the presentation of the match was great. They kind of did the video package before with the narrator. It really pushes the importance of a Raw match, right? Like it's not just another match on the card. This is important. This means something. And because they push it as such an important match and Drew able to come out on top and get the win, that says even more about kind of, I think, their belief and confidence in Drew McIntyre. And again, maybe their belief and confidence that they're going to get this contract situation sorted out. But I think that pretty much told us all we needed to know. I think that revealed the contract status for Drew McIntyre. It may not be signed, but boy, he's coming back to WWE, and I don't think he's going anywhere because why put him in that position if you think there's any chance that he's going to leave, and you not be able to come to an agreement on a new deal for someone like Drew McIntyre. So I just thought, it was a really good match. I thought that, again, the interference at the end made sense from the standpoint of having Solo once again kind of just pointing out that this is the strongest bloodline. I think commentary pointed out, Michael Cole, maybe it was McAfee, I don't remember, but this is the strongest, addition of the bloodline we've seen because The Rock's now involved. You've got Solo interfering, Jimmy, which is nothing new for Cody. I mean, given what Solo did last year at WrestleMania, and just kind of McIntyre hitting the Claymore to win it and to beat Cody. First time he's been pinned in that long. It's kind of, you had the promo too later on. Cole on commentary right after the match is talking about how McIntyre's such a hypocrite and all this because he's blamed the bloodline and all this other stuff over the past however long. And then Drew just has the promo in the back. He's like, no, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not a hypocrite at all. It's like, it's just the way he's playing this. Like, it is tremendous with what he kind of has done with this. And he doesn't think, he was being a hypocrite at all. And basically what he's doing is for Raw and the fans. He's the true workhorse of WWE, and he's going to be the future world champion. So they're definitely setting something up big for Drew. We know that. I've made my predictions for the men's Elimination Chamber match. You can watch that in a separate video. You probably know who I'm picking to win this thing. And I do think, that sets up a very interesting possibility of doing Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the world title at WrestleMania 40. Then you can go into all the other stuff about cash-ins and all this other thing. Caprice cash in, a lot of other different elements probably at play. But the biggest one here, I think, and maybe the biggest thing we learned on Raw, other than, a couple other potential teased matches for WrestleMania 40, is that Drew McIntyre's not going anywhere. They would not have him pin Cody Rhodes if they thought he was leaving or that they were not going to be able to come to an agreement on a new contract. So if you're a Drew McIntyre fan, breathe easy because he's coming back to WWE. He's staying with WWE. He's not going anywhere, and he just got a huge, huge win on the road to WrestleMania 40.